All right, guys, we're going to show you a little bit. Joe's going to do he's already done some bag work today, reflex bag work, and he's going to do some push-ups of maybe some different varieties, and he's going to do some free weight squats. So I'll adjust this phone. He's going to start out at a minimum of it anyway, doing push-ups with the handles. So I don't know how he's going to finish out, but anyway, here goes. And as always, you'll get an old man talk while all this is going on. Let me see, son. There we go. That's got you. That should get you. And then if you want to come back, then you just get back. You see yourself in the camera there. Yeah, you're going to have to move. Well, good boy. That wasn't a good move. There you go. And the guy you see in the background right there is our baby boy, Rocky. Maybe I'll lift this up just a hair. That means you do. 20. All right. So he's got 20. And you'll notice he's not going all the way down, like with the back of his legs and his calves touching. And the reason why we don't do that is because we don't need that in boxing. It's coming down the way he's coming down is more beneficial. He may do some jumps or something in between here, some jumping squats here before he finishes, but he's done a lot of this stuff already this week, so I'll let him. He's at the point now he does so much, guys, that it's not necessary to sit and make him do something. He's already daily exceeding expectations on a daily basis. So you got 40 of each? 40 each, okay. Joe, you want to cut that light on up over your head just to see what it's going to look like? It's probably going to get dark on you, so I'd just leave that on. I'd cut this one off. You okay with that light on? All right. Now we got informed of an adult tournament that that's going to have. And the guy told us that they needed to see some video with Joe, so we sent them some video, and we haven't heard anything back, and we're pushing up on the 10th of the month. And it's probably same old, oh, not this guy. And I can't believe you're going to have tough men competing amongst one another in boxing and MMA on the same evening, a mixed card, and nobody being man enough to share some ringship with Joe here. But it's normal. It's normal. Everybody's real big, everybody's real tough, but when it comes down to it, you see they're not as tough or as bad or as good or as they think they are. So that's the one thing that's lacking here in the country that we're living in right now, is the heart. And you got to have a backbone of steel and a heart of iron to get in the ring with somebody like Joe here. And this was even an adult man tournament. And Joe's just 16, and we still can't find nobody around here that's willing to take what he can do. I know I'm going to have trouble when we get back to the U.S. One of athletically, the first things we're going to do, boxing-wise, we're going to try to find a big professional heavyweight to get in and do some medium to very hard sparring with Joe so we can see what the deal is. Unfortunately, here there's a lot of heavyweight boxers, but they won't even attempt it. And then maybe they don't in the U.S. as well. I don't know. We'll have to remain to be seen. We've been here for quite a time, and everything's changing so much, and you're seeing more effeminate character in men. When I came here, you're seeing more of it now than when I came here. How many you got?
10 each.
We do a lot of different, or Joe does a lot of different type of push-ups, and we haven't shown a whole lot of it, but he'll get on those stair steppers and we'll stack them up and do that. Then he step up push-ups, and he does wide stance one, close stance ones. He does a lot of declined push-ups. We do a lot of variety of many different things. And that's what always tickles us. Well, it kind of upsets me. Joe just laughs about it. We got folks that come on that have been in the business a long time, and they'll be like, "What are you doing? You ain't supposed to do this like this." And I'm like, "And you've been in this business for 10 or 20 years, and you have no clue as to what you're doing." And I don't say that as saying I'm somebody, because I'm not looking at it that way. There's always room to learn and growth and to improve and whatnot. But sometimes we get some of the most ridiculous comments, and we're not sarcasm. We don't deal with, sarcasm's an effeminate trait, and we don't deal in that. And a lot of men have sarcastic character nowadays, and back in my day you didn't see that, because you get your head knocked off your shoulders, and nobody would think twice about it. In this world today, people say so many things, and it just gets let go from effeminate man to effeminate man that it's a normality. And then back in the 60s or 70s, they would never pass the test. It'd be a fight for sure. That means you get there.
120 push-ups and 100 squats.
All right. And if you'll notice, Joe's breathing a little bit here. He's breathing, and you will be too. But the thing is, he's not breathing through his mouth. He's trying to keep everything going through his nose. And that's so when you come on with a flurry or you're getting tired in the ring, you can always step aside or something, or come forward. You can always be chasing a fella down, which is more often the case with him. And but when somebody comes on the attack, you want to keep your mouth shut. We are literally in the strike with lightning force, like a blitzkrieg, and not get hit while we're doing it. And that's been lost. You run up, you can even watch this in higher level professional ranks in many weight divisions. You'll have guys that'll be very offensive, well, they're few and far between, but you got a few that are very offensive minded and don't have a lick of defense. And then you got most of the guys today, they're all defensive fighters waiting on a counterpunch. And ain't nobody out there going to be waiting on a counterpunch from us, I guarantee you. Well, they'll be waiting on it, and then they'll be shocked and awed that it would be a big mistake for them. And boxing's always went through decades long, sometimes more, sometimes less, of philosophy. And but we're the philosophy we have is way older than I am, I can tell you that. And I don't think any of the philosophical thinking of today is going to be able to handle our philosophical thinking. And we'll see, I'm not a fortune teller, but we got God, and we have the King of Kings, and God, the King of Kings, and we have hard work on our side. And we're seeking knowledge daily, philosophical and spiritually and otherwise, and the wisdom to know the difference between idiocy and brilliance. And there's not a 16-year-old heavyweight on earth, and I say this in the fullest of confidence. Of course, I'm not a fortune teller, but I say this in the fullest of confidence, that there's not a 16-year-old heavyweight on earth that could go 3 rounds with Joe. Not to, I'm supremely more confident there's no 16-year-old heavyweight that could beat him. And I take it the step further that I don't think there's nobody that could go 3 amateur rounds with him. And it will darn well take a sprinter type of runner to be able to do that. So if you're new to this channel, we are a father and a son, and we are going to show the world what a father and son can do when they put their heads together and have the same objectives and goals together. And we are walking with supreme confidence around here. A lot of people would say it, that's ego, or toxic masculinity is a new word today. And it's none of the sort. It's hard work going on, and our belief in our supreme king and our reliance on the hard work. And Joe is a damn near prodigy. And it's not because of anything that's been handed to him through his DNA or natural this or that. It is due to hard work. And boxing's not the sport for you. Not around him, it's not, if you aren't willing to put in a lot of hard work. But the good news is anybody can be a champion. Anybody can push and forge ahead academically, sports-wise, anything you set your mind to. The necessary ingredient is your dedication to achieving your objective and your ability to put the work in for it. This world is built on shortcuts today, and it saddens me so. And it reflects so much on today's societies in the world. And we're going to show everybody something different for sure. How many you got, son?
220 each.
220 each. How much time you got?
17 minutes.
All right, well.
So I got 440 total reps in 20
Okay.
minutes.
Today is not going to be a heavy workload. As you guys know, if you go back, you'll see where Joe did 1,000 push-ups in 58 minutes the other day. And You can sit through every push-up with him. So those things, we show a lot of that. We don't show a whole bunch of other stuff, but the power working we show and the little things like this. Think you can get to 5?
Yeah. I think if I wake up a little more, I'll probably get to 1,500 in total.
In total? Really? All right. Well, just do what you can. This Lofty's, I mean, he's always exceeding numbers I put out and think about with him. And what I want y'all to know is when Joe started out, he was struggling to do 20 push-ups in a row. Now he's doing sets of 20 and getting 1,000. It's the work. There ain't nothing. The only thing extraordinary going on is the work ethic. And that's what you guys need to understand. Mike Tyson would be the first one, and I'm sure he'll still say this today. There's not a thing going on with me that's exceptional, Mike would say, constantly. He would say, it's putting the hard work and the effort in and the dedication to it. And that's all that's necessary. It's not a complicated equation that you need to, that one must possess to exceed what others believe is possible. It's the dedication to the objective you're trying to achieve. And your dedication entails your work ethic and what you're trying to achieve. So there's no magic going on here, and it's all biblical. If you're idle, you'll be jovial and ridiculous and simple-minded and things of that sort. But if you dedicate yourself, you'll be very highly serious, and it'll show. And we need more of that in this world today. We need more masculinity. But everybody needs to know their role. A man, a father, needs to understand his role. Women need to understand their role. The rules are not made by people, although they are, but they're in defiance to the Lord Jesus Christ. In the order of it is supposed to be, nobody likes to hear this, but it's not my fault. But the biblical order is God, then the dad of the home, then the mother of the home, and then the children, from the eldest to the youngest. Simple process, and we're all complicating things. Was that the trash?
They just went by.
All right, well, excuse me for a minute, folks. Joe, I'll be back in a second. I'm going to lay the speaker here. Excuse me, folks. I'm going to walk our trash up because the trash truck just went driving by. Didn't care to stop. I don't know if you guys saw that, but our trash truck just drove right on by. It should have showed up in that video there, and everyone, all these Latinos, seem to say that, oh, we're crazy, Joe and I, because people aren't doing this sort of stuff to us, and we just got a little of it on video camera how racist-minded these people are. I don't even know if that showed up. I had the speaker down here. I'm going to say this one more time. Our garbage truck went by, and we're living in Colombia, South America, and they go by on us sometimes. They won't stop, and I know why. It's because we're North Americans. And people say, oh, you're crazy. They just miss your house. But we got it on camera, that truck coming through here and going on up. And that's something important North Americans need to realize is it's not us that's the bad people here being racial discriminatory. It's them. And you don't want it in our country. Can't believe that truck just went through like that. And that's about the fourth time this has happened. Everybody else's trash in the neighborhood gets picked up, but ours don't. But then everybody's saying, oh, they miss ours too. But we walk through the neighborhood and we see everybody's trash has been gotten except ours. So Joe just lost a few minutes there, but we're not going to hold it against him. What you got, son?
300 reps each.
All right. And for those of you that may be new to the channel who bear with us and watch our whole videos, you will have seen where there was a lot of discrimination going on in these boxing gyms here. And Joe has had to put up with a lot of bad things in the beginning. Now, he's the guy that goes around and beats everybody up. And that's what you'll do. You beat a fella down long enough, the guy's got two options. He's either going to take it and be effeminate about it, or he's going to stand up and fight the problem back. And Joe chose to fight. And we've had many situations and instances here. And now the boxing leagues, they won't let Joe in. We've been to several of the leagues here in the country. You know, you call them on the phone, say, hey, you know, I want to come down there. Then we go, and then they see what he can do, and they're like, oh, no, you can't box here. And they start wanting to talk about brain damage and dental health and mental health and everything else. And they're like, we ain't got nobody here that can take this kid. And we've been all over the country. Those of you that's been around us, you know we've moved around a lot since we've been here, and we're not here by choice. And those of you who've been watching us know that as well. But those of you that are new to the channel, well, these are things that we've had to deal with, and it's always, seems to me, to be well, in North America, now it's an African American's the bad guy, and a white American, European white guy is the bad guy. And so now, neither a white man or a black man can catch a break in the U.S. And in Europe, Western Europe, where Africans are coming up through tan or brown or whatever you'd call it, Muslims are coming in. It's all the white guy's the bad guy. So it's just Problems, problems, problems. But when you get down to the nitty gritty of it and you go to a foreign third world country, you will find if you stick around long enough that it is them that hate you in the North America or in Western Europe. They're the ones filled with the hate, the envy, and the anger. And they're the ones that all have the leaders that have run them down the path of hell and corruptly stolen all the riches of the country. And yeah, there was colonialism for a while, but what about since then? I haven't seen countries where they went in and there's just no more, nothing left. So what are they doing with what's still there? And they're doing absolutely nothing with it, because why would, and I'm speaking for Latin America, and I guess you could speak for different areas of Africa and the Middle East, certainly. I've met some wonderful people in North America from the continent of Africa. As a matter of fact, I haven't met nobody that wasn't very upstanding from Africa in the U.S. before. They've all been very upstanding folks. And but of course, in Western Europe, they're getting some Africans that are not so good. And of course, Middle Eastern people they're getting that are not so good. And what they're doing, the North American, Western Europe's doing, is we just open the floodgates and letting people in that hate us and in actuality would want us dead. And everything that's ever happened to them is a black African American, a white African American, or a white Western European's fault. And it's simply not true. And all this rhetoric. So if you're a young fella and you're watching this, I'm here to tell you can do whatever, no matter your color, no matter what's going on with you. You stick to it, get a great objective, stick to the great objective with a great work ethic, and you'll get yourself there. I don't care who you are. And don't listen to these people that are naysayers and telling you different, or want to break you down, or that it's all your fault that they ain't got what you have and all this stuff, because it's simply not true. It's simply not true. Now, are there people in this world that have advantages over others? You bet there is. You bet there is. But you can't take a whole group of people and blame them because you don't have. That's ridiculousness, and it's unbiblical. If you're reading the right Bible.
You don't have to read the Bible, it's just human decency.
Yeah, it's human decency. You're right about that, son. Of course, Joe would encourage you to read the Bible, and he does, but he just said it's not even then just the Bible. He said it's human decency.
I got 760 reps in total.
What you got on each one?
300 and 380.
300 and 380?
380.
Okay, each, okay. So he's got 380 squats and 380 push-ups. If you don't think this will get to you, give it a try, folks, because it'll break you down quick.
It's pretty easy. It's just 40 reps every minute. Not hard.
So Joe's just telling me it's easy. It's 40 reps a minute of each one, of each, and he was just saying that it's not. It's going to be hard on most guys. And when I say most guys, I mean 98% of the people minimum, probably. If you didn't have that tank top on up under that, you see what's happening. It's done bled through that, but the cotton tank top's keeping it away. It looks like the shirt's two colors.
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
So Joe, we're gonna go down Friday, day after tomorrow. He's gonna get his braces took off, and that's another thing. He's had braces and ain't even got a busted lip once, maybe.
Not really. I busted it myself, but that's not from.
Well, he said he busted it with his own glove, but he hit himself and busted it. I remember now, and
Far back.
yeah, went too far back and to protect himself and popped himself, but. No braces. I ain't never had to go get no braces repaired, but yeah, everybody else that comes around, they gonna go with normally it's gonna be a lip and a nose bleeding if Joe's going light. That's why we can't keep nobody around.
And it also looks like the only way I can get hurt is if I hurt myself.
Yeah, well, there'll be somebody out there that's gonna lay something on you.
We'll see. I doubt it.
Then we'll see.
I'm struggling right?
Right, there'll be no. You just rely on your training. Your heart will be there. I've said a couple of times, folks, we got to see where his heart's at. But he's shown me over time that his heart's certainly there, without question. And he doesn't have that bully mentality, but he does have the alpha male mentality that when he walks into a room, he knows he's it. But never at the expense of another fella. I've reared him better than that. And folks, I want to tell you a little story about me. I'm not never really been a big man, but I turned out to be a pretty darn good boxer and football player, American football player. But when I was little, when I was younger in years, preteen and up to about 12 years old, I was just a little thing, and I'm not a big fella now. However, now I got picked on a lot, got bullied some, and one day I went home, and I had been complaining, I had been bullied, and yeah, most all of you know, I repeat it time and again, when I had just turned 11, my father passed away. So I would have probably still been 11 or just turned 12. And this is before we moved off to Charlotte, and then I started boxing and taekwondo and many other different things, and I was pretty good at those things too. But so here I am, don't have a daddy, and I keep going home and I keep complaining. You know, I'm like, this kid, he keeps doing this, he keeps doing that. About the third day, my mama came to me and told me, I'm going to beat your ASS tomorrow. If you come home from that schoolhouse and you ain't stood up to this guy and fought him, whether you win or lose is beyond the point, but you got to stand up. And my sister, Julie, came right behind her and was basically saying the same thing. And she was older than me. And she said, look, you need to go up there and lay it on this boy. And so that next day I called him out in the school bus parking lot. And one of my dear friends, Shannon Wofford, was teaching me how to throw a 1-2. This was pre-me boxing. I would have been 11 years old. And he taught me how to throw a 1-2. And he said, look, when this guy comes up, Billy badassing it, you let him have it. But the one thing that my friend Shannon didn't tell me was when to stop. So I got out there in that school bus parking lot, and I realized that day I could not only fight, I could fight real good if I wanted to. And folks, literally, I've went through life, backed away, went the other way many times since then on bigger men that I knew I could just demolish, and I've walked the other way. And not maybe 4 times since then. And but I found out that day I could fight, and the football coaches had to come out and pull me off of this guy, and they were manhandling me. And it was a black kid that was bullying me that I got a hold of. And the coaches that came and got me off of him was slinging me around. And I was like, man, oh boy, they don't like me because I just beat this black kid up. And they took me back, they was walking me back to the school. They were patting me on the back and said, you did the right thing, but you got to learn when to stop because you was about to kill this kid. And there wasn't nothing about it at all. It just happened to be 2 black guys pulled me off of another black kid. And but my little brain jumped right to that. And don't let your brain jump there. Go off of what's the reality of the situation and hear people out if you think people are coming against you. Because if you had 2 white coaches and you're a black kid and you're beating up a white kid that's been, bothering you and bullying you or whatever, that don't mean that those white coaches and everybody's racist against you either. That was a little 11-year-old brain thinking. And that little 11-year-old brain is how people think today. Educated, but it's not real education. But what are labeled as educated adults are walking around with 11-year-old brains, and you don't need that. So not long after that, a year later, we moved to Charlotte, and there was a boxing gym, a taekwondo place, and my mom got me in both those things and manned me up. And I thank God for that all the time. The unfortunate thing is when we eventually moved back to where I was born, I left that manlyhood there for a good long time. And I got it back in the 9th grade, I believe it was. What you got, son?
I got 480 each.
Okay.
And in order to be able to do 1,500 in an hour, we'll have to break Mars and legs.
All right, looks like he's going in for a full hour of this. I thought it was going to be 30 minutes. But I'm happy to go through this hour with him. And this is after a lot of back work and other things, folks.
Enough time. 15 minutes. 250 reps every 5 minutes. 150. 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't have enough time.
Well, just go through an hour and just see what you get. I took 5 minutes away from you on the trash truck deal. And look, if you're a dad out there, get involved with your son or sons in plural or your daughters. Be involved. Be with them every step that you can. I'm lucky I got time, but you probably ain't got the time I have. And God bless you if you don't. And God help you if you don't. But get involved and be there at every available opportunity of your child, especially if you're a father, your boy's life. Be a part of it. Go through every step of it with him. This world is evil to the core. It's dangerous as hell. And you owe it to, if you're going to have a kid, to navigate them through life while you are blessed to be on this earth to do it. That's about all I got to say on that. Except for this, if you don't, and you ain't spending time with your kids and quality time, shame on you. What you got?
I got 1,100 reps in total. And I got 13 minutes left.
All right, he's got 1,100? 1,100 total reps, so he's got 550 apiece then. 550 push-ups and 550 squats. I hope that policeman that just went by is hunting that garbage truck down. I hope them two that's following him's hunting it down too. Now I'm gonna go over here and look out the door, because right across the street there's a little park, and these damn Latinos and there's a school right down on the other side of the park down the street, and these damn people, without fail, they go do their drugs where schoolhouses are, and that ain't right either. And it's going to be happening in a neighborhood near you. You keep allowing these folks in. They did stop. They're down there, right? Yeah, they're going into. Good boy, Rocky. Surveying the area around you.
12 minutes and I got
Always surveying the area around you, being a wonderful guard. And we love you. We do too. You got to wait for Joseph to get done, and when he's done, we'll do a fella. Gonna wait for the police to do their job. I know you're kind of a policeman too.
I still have enough time. If I do 32 reps a minute, I can still get 1,500.
All right, let's see what you can do. Now go on over there and guard the door. I know you're getting tired, but your shift ain't over yet. You're gonna have to guard that door. Cry baby. Go on now, go on over there and guard that door. I'll go guard it while you're sitting over here relaxing. That's what dads do. Go and guard this door. Guard this area. You're doing great, son.
No,
All right, now stop it, Chach. Rocky's nickname is Chach or Chachi. He's got several nicknames. One of them is Charles. Yeah, his two nicknames. Really, he's got two nicknames. One of them's Charles. One of them's Chuck, and he's got another one, which is Chachi. And then I can tell Rocky, I can say, hey, go find Josie Wales, and he'll run right to Joe. He'll go find Joe. What you sitting on?
Oh, 1,230 reps. That's like 600 and something a piece.
Okay, that's good.
Well, I got 270 reps left and 9 minutes to finish.
Okay, you'll get there.
Ah.
Now you need to add 4 or 5 minutes to this because that thing with the garbage truck there, whatever time we blew there. How you feeling? Is it working the heck out of you?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, he said it was working him.
8 minutes. Why? Oh. Got 10 minutes to do 220 reps. 150 every 5 minutes, or 10 and a half to 100.
Good job, son. I can tell you're really pushing it right now.
180 reps, 6 minutes. Oh, it's gonna be really close. I'm gonna be 20 reps short from getting 1,500 an hour.
Well, did you minus off those few minutes? All
I'm
right.
not gonna do it.
Well, you just run it over and get to the number that you want, and I'm going to call it an hour because we took those minutes in between.
Ah!
So you'll have 750 of each. Wow, that's good doing these things at the same time. We'll push ups today. Yeah, I got you 50 total reps there.
So,
Just break it up like you just did, however you need to break it up to.
I need to get 30 push ups and then 20 more squats.
And then you'll hit it. 23. You hit it. You did it.
59.6.
59.6. He still had 59.46. 750 push-ups, 750 squats, and still had change because we took the 3 or 4 minutes or whatever it was off earlier. So with that trash truck coming by. So we love you guys. Remember, start small, baby steps. Keep your eye on the prize and continue with what you're trying to do, and you can assuredly achieve the goals that you're trying to reach if you're willing to put the work in. We love you guys and have a good rest of your week.